Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here with a little update on the Dougherty Dozen. As most of y'all know, they are currently in New York City, and Alicia this morning, just a couple of hours ago, put up New York City prep for our family of 14. And I wanted to share my thoughts on this as well as some of her recent TikToks. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys. So I took another one for the team and I watched this video while I was getting ready this morning. And as I was watching it, I decided to make this video. Now, before any of y'all Dougherty Dozen stands leave me a comment about how I'm so obsessed and I need to get a life, I do have a life. It's very fulfilling and I'm very happy in my life. I just happen to not share very much of it with the internet because those that are close to me I hold very sacred and I protect them from the toxicity that can be the internet at times. But with this video, there are so many things that are peppered throughout their content where it's red flags and it's what upsets people. And I've talked before about her possibly participating in outrage marketing and what outrage marketing really is. I first discovered outrage marketing when it came to Gabby Hanna, and I did a video a year and a half ago about how Gabby Hanna uses outrage marketing to get people to talk about her, and then she'll release a book or an album. Or we're talking about influencers participating in outrage marketing. Typically, that's kind of like, whatever, if it upsets people enough where they're going to buy a product, whatever. But when you're doing it and you have kids involved, that's a completely different subject, and that's why it upsets people on a different scale when Alicia Dougherty does it. So this video was, like I said, it was posted about 2 hours ago, and it says, our family of 14 is headed to NYC. We know, you've been talking about it for months. Today we run errands and pack for the trip. This video is over 2 hours long. I watched it at 2 times speed. I am not going to react to this video because it is a waste of your time and it would be an extended waste of my time. But there are a few parts that I want to point out to you. First things first, she opens the vlog by stating that she has a barber come to their house to cut the twins' hair.
So it's 6 a.m. We're getting the kids up now because the barber is arriving to our house at 7 a.m. Let's go.
That's fine. If that's a luxury that you can afford and the kids are benefiting by not having to go to a barber shop, that's fine, whatever. The thing that I find really interesting is Alicia a while ago tried to say how she was kind of shunned at the black barber shop and wasn't treated fairly, and she didn't feel welcome there.
Hey, so I wanted to answer this because I have tried repeatedly to bring my twins to a black barber, and I am repeatedly shunned by the entire barber shop. They won't look at me, they won't deal with me, they won't take my twins. We will stand there for an hour being completely ignored. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping now that the twins' dad is staying out of jail that he can be the one to bring them, because they would not even give me the time of day.
And I called that out months ago, and I called it bullshit because that's what I think that it is. I have been to a fair share of black-owned barber shops, and not once have I ever felt not wanted, not welcome. In fact, I would say that it's the complete opposite. There have been some hair salons that I've been to where I have felt like I'm not welcome, but I always feel like I can stay, I can hang out, I can read a magazine, I can sit on my phone, whatever I want to do while I'm in there, it's cool. But I think that it's very interesting that, she wanted to feed out that what I think is a lie, allegedly, and try to collect a couple of pity points. And now she's having a barber come to the house. So she opens up with saying that, and then she wakes up the twins with a camera in her hand.
Oh, there's the top of the 12-foot Christmas tree. Hold on. Here's the top. I love it. Miguel's coming at 7 a.m. Okay. Do you want me to pick out clothes for you, or do you want to do it?
And I've talked about this before, so I won't rant for too long. When you wake up your kids, put the camera down. Put the phone down. No child legitimately wants to be constantly woken up with their parent vlogging the first seconds that they open their eyes. That's literally so invasive. It's such a blatant way to disregard their privacy and their safe space. I've talked before about how, especially with kids that come from backgrounds where they were taken from their bio parents' home, their home should be, their new bedroom should be a really safe place. There shouldn't be cameras in there, and strangers on the internet shouldn't know where the kids sleep at night. And we've talked about this for a very long time. But again, it was just an example of her not caring and literally waking up these kids again for what, the 47th time with the damn phone in her hand, vlogging as soon as they wake up. She then moves on to share her to-do list for the day, and this is something that she does all the time. Her to-do lists are a lot of times just a list of oversharing info that the internet doesn't need to know. And on this to-do list, she shared that 2 of her kids need new underwear. Why do over a million people on YouTube need to know that your kids need underwear? That is so unnecessary. It's not it shouldn't even be considered content to tell people this. And if that is something that needs to happen, why don't you keep the to-do list in your phone and not show it on the vlog of things like doctor's appointments, buying underwear, going to specific locations where maybe people on YouTube shouldn't know this information. I just think of how embarrassing that probably is for these kids. And to put myself back in the shoes of who I was when I was 13, 14, even younger, 11, 12. My parent is sharing with the internet that I need new underwear. How am I not supposed to feel embarrassed when I know that my classmates are watching my family's YouTube channel? How is that not supposed to make me feel some type of way and make me not embarrassed and want to just curl up into a ball and never look at my classmates again? She also went on to share that she had an Amazon delivery so big that the Amazon delivery driver went ahead and left her with the oversized box crate so that she could unload it herself and then return the crate to them the next day.
So yesterday I had so much stuff come from Amazon that they left the delivery box with me. They've done this before, and then I empty it and I leave it outside for them to pick up the next day.
Obviously, we can talk about her unhealthy shopping habits all day and night, and I'll touch on it later in this video. But why are you constantly buying so much crap and you're never decluttering? This is the thing. I get it, okay? There's a lot of kids. They have a lot of different needs. Like, one needs a new pair of shoes, one needs a pair of pajamas. I get that, okay? I'm not stupid. But when you're buying to the amount that she buys and you're never decluttering and you're never showing how you're giving back to your community, that's where it pisses people off. And of course, as she usually does, just like she did for the last New York City trip, she got all new backpacks and went ahead and slapped the kids' names right on the outside of the backpack. So as they're walking through the streets of New York, everybody who has their eyes on them will know, hey, that's kid so-and-so. And I know that it's kid so-and-so because his backpack says so. Stop advertising your child's information when you're walking around a major city with a bunch of strangers that might want to do harm to you. There was also a vlog clip where she went ahead and showed her husband's license plate on his truck for the 612th time ever on her channel. Doesn't care. show his license plate, show your license plate, make sure people know where you live, make sure they know where you shop. Like the woman has zero fucks to give, and it's so obvious. She also shared that her youngest child was having a meltdown because she had to do a test, and Alicia went ahead and sat at the table and vlogged this mini meltdown that the child was having.
Watch. All right, Josh is home trying to get Harley to do.
Watch. All you do is this. Ready? Harley, look. Watch. You go. You go. That's all you have to
Again, why? Why do you need to share that with YouTube? YouTube doesn't need to be a part of every piece of your day. You're giving your child a test. Instead of vlogging your husband administer the test and try to get the child to stop crying, why don't you put the damn camera down and get involved and help out? Bare minimum, don't vlog it and put it on YouTube. She then went out for errands and said how she needs more snacks for New York City.
Gonna need some snacky snacks.
This woman has so much crap in her garage. I don't understand how she could literally need anything. They could literally live off the food in their house for probably 3 weeks if they were strategic about it. We've seen all the stuff in the garage. We've seen the overfilled pantry. We've seen the unorganized freezer and fridges. There's an abundance of stuff, but of course she needed more snacks, and she proceeded to spend $227 at Costco in mere minutes. Now, these hauls that she does, yes, we know it's a tax write-off. We know it's for content. We know it's for the shock factor. But when I see a $227 bill from Costco, it's spent in literally minutes, I think of the person watching her who $227 might be their grocery budget for the entire month. And it's because that's literally all that they can afford. And here they are watching her content, making her richer so that she can blow insane amounts of money literally within minutes. It's insane to me. I don't get it. She then also returned back home to see more packages on her front step. Surprise, surprise. She also complained that her one child didn't take the trash out and then figured out that he was inside spending time with siblings, so all was excused.
I'm home. Just stepped in mud. And it looks like the rest of the stuff was delivered. And didn't take the garbage out yet. I'll allow it. He's snuggling with the twins.
She also shared that YouTube did send her 1 million subscriber plaque. So I would usually say congrats because that's a really big milestone. But since she made it to 1 million subscribers by oversharing information about her children, not taking their privacy, at all importance. I was going to say the utmost, but it's not at all important to Alicia based on what I've seen. I don't give congrats to people who build their platforms by being a menace, a danger, or putting their kids in harm's way. One of her kids was in her room helping her to go through chargers and headphones and all this kind of stuff. He shared that he chewed on his headphones, so his headphones no longer work.
These two don't work because I chewed on their wires. It was at electronics time.
So we need headphones.
These two headphones don't work. Those ones do. Oh, did you say Minecraft?
And of course, Alicia later went to Target to buy new headphones, new Nintendo Switch chargers at the drop of a hat. I think this is something that she has really missed big time, many different times. When you teach your children to care for the things that they have, it instills in them that things are not automatically replaced. But if you're allowing them to break things, chew on them, throw them across the room because they're upset, and you replace them as soon as you find out that they broke it, you're not teaching them to value the things that they have. And that can carry through their teenage years and their adult years. I remember as a kid, if I ever, broke something, like it was not replaced. And I quickly realized that, okay, the things that I have, I should take care of because my dad doesn't have the money or, things to just constantly replace things. And even if he did have the money to replace it, he wouldn't have replaced it because it was showing me maybe I should take care of things. And I know some people get upset when I compare situations to my own childhood. Who else would you like me to compare them to? Some stranger down the block? I don't know their childhood. I know mine. The other thing with the headphones that I found really interesting is when she went to Target, she bought some like cheap headphones for the adopted kids, and then she bought nicer wireless Bluetooth headphones for her bio kids. And this is something that I've seen quite a few times in different blogs. It is undeniable that her bio kids do receive different treatment than the adopted ones. And that's my opinion. It's not consistently, but there are certain situations where one kid will get something really nice and then she'll get something super cheap for one of the adopted kids. I've seen it a few times, so I just wanted to mention it here. She also went ahead and bought a new stroller for the 4-year-old because she says that in New York City, last time they had a double stroller and it was just really hard to maneuver. So she went ahead and bought a single stroller just for the youngest child. I don't have a 4-year-old, so I don't know what it's like to go to New York with a 4-year-old. I know that some people were upset that she did this, but at this point, I could not care less about a stroller for a 4-year-old. I think that there are other things to focus on, but that's just what I'm doing from my channel. She also went on a little bit of a rant and justified why her kids need to eat cookies and crackers and chew gum all day, because basically she knows that it's a short flight, it's a short trip. So she went ahead and justified it by claiming how they're going to be in the airport for so long, and then the flight, and then they're in the other airport waiting for transportation and all of this kind of stuff.
We are going... Okay, it seems absurd to like pack a snack when we're taking like a 1-hour flight, but the way that works, we get to the airport at 4:15. We board our plane like 2 hours later, but to get all 18 of us through security takes forever, so we have to get there early. Then we have the hour flight, hour and a half. Then JFK airport is like insanity to get out, get to the luggage, get your luggage. That's a whole process. Then to find our transportation, by that point it'll be 8:30, 9 o'clock. Then we're going right to the Met Stadium. Like, we're not stopping. We're going straight to the Met Stadium. So yeah, this will hold them over until we get to the hotel at lunchtime.
I'm all here for kids having snacks. I'm an adult and I love a snack. The reason that Alicia gets called out so often is because she gives her kids sugar. So it's a crash and burn. It's not a snack that is going to sustain them and give them some energy. Why don't you pack them things like dried fruit, or hey, even real fruit, or cheese, nuts, like things that are actually going to give them energy instead of Chips Ahoy's, Oreos, and animal crackers. That's what people are saying, but she misses the point every single time. This was a really important thing, and I want to close out on this. I told y'all I wasn't going to waste your time today. She talks about how when she was driving to Target, she said, "Oh crap, I brought my spare phone." And then she goes on to share how one of the young girls actually uses his spare phone to talk to her friends.
Get a few errands done. Shoot, I brought my spare phone. Oh well. Calls all her friends on my spare phone until she gets her phone for Christmas. That's okay. She can last a couple minutes not calling her friends.
Alicia is not the kind of person who is fully in tune with what all of her kids are doing at all hours of the day, because it's impossible when you have 12 kids, let's be honest. This goes back to the whole iPhone thing. How she bought all the kids new iPhones for Christmas and they're going to be having their own phone numbers and access to the internet, obviously. Who is she talking to? How do you know that these people are her friends? How do you know that it's not someone from TikTok or from YouTube that has somehow gotten in contact with this girl? Because let's be honest, like, there are a million different ways to coax young children into talking to people who they might think is a friend or, someone who is here for a good reason. Who is it that she's talking to? And how do you monitor and make sure that she's not telling this person information that should be confidential? Giving a young child a cell phone with internet access and a phone number that is not highly monitored is extremely dangerous. And I want to talk for a second about that catfish who, I forget his name, I'll throw it over here. He basically drove from Virginia to California. He was catfishing a 15-year-old girl online and went to her home in California, killed her family, kidnapped her, led police on a high-speed chase, and the police ended up killing him. But this 15-year-old girl is now dealing with not only the trauma of the situation, but also the murder of her entire family. He also tried to set the house on fire before he vacated with the young girl. Catfishing and kids talking to people online is very real and it's very scary. And I understand that kids need some way to communicate as a way to keep them safe. I get that. But if you have a parent who is not heavily monitoring what's going on that phone, because you have 11 other kids that you're doing and you're doing TikTok and YouTube and talking to people like Auntie Lauren, that's where the problem comes in. So I really hope that this girl is not talking to someone who she's telling Alicia that it's a friend, but it's actually someone that she does not know. I find that to be very, very scary. And for her to mention it so nonchalant and kind of giggle at the fact that, she'll be okay if she doesn't talk to her friends for a few minutes, I thought was extremely alarming. The one other thing I wanted to focus on in this video's comment section is someone said, let's appreciate all the hard work that Alicia does. Do y'all actually think that she would be doing this if it wasn't for the massive amount of money that she was making off of it? No. Alicia also mentioned, why not go to New York City? Why not? I've been wanting to go to New York forever.
A week, 4-day vacation to New York City. The last time we went was July, and we loved it, and we were like, we gotta come back. We have friends there, and they're telling us all about how amazing it is at Christmas time. Nana always talks about how amazing it is at Christmas time. She used to live in Connecticut. So I'm like, it's been on my bucket list my entire life to see, from ever since watching Home Alone as a kid, to see, or maybe it's Home Alone 2, you know what I'm saying, to see New York City decorated for Christmas has been my bucket list for as long as I could remember. And finally, yeah, we're like, let's do it. Why not? Why not? So, we're going.
Money. Do you think that there are so many different families who would love to go to New York and see the Christmas lights and see all the beautiful window displays and the Rockettes and all the stuff that she has already overshared that they're going to be doing ahead of time, so people will know that they're going to go to see the Rockettes and they're going to dinner at whatever that restaurant is. I can't even remember it. It doesn't matter. People need money to travel, especially when you have children. It is not cheap to travel. So it must be nice to sit up on your pedestal and say, why not? I'll tell you why not. It's money. Not everybody is making over $300,000 a month by exploiting their children on the internet. She's also doing TikToks where they're at the Mets game. And this is the thing. Some of these kids look very unhappy. And I don't want to heavily speculate on what could be going on, but I don't have to be a genius to be able to look at it and say that some of them just don't look happy. They don't look like they are down for this production that Alicia is trying to do every day. They don't look like they are content with doing the TikTok trends and running around the damn airport and sitting in the Mets dugout and doing popular sounds so that they get views on the videos. Some of them look disconnected. They don't look happy. And I really worry about the mental health of these kids and just as much as I worry about their safety, she did have a security guard at the table when they went to dinner. And if you didn't overshare all the damn time and make such a mess, you wouldn't need a security guard at dinner. But she has already created the mess, and that's why they have to be so cautious. That's why they have to be so careful. And instead of being careful, Alicia slaps their names on the back of backpacks, announces that they're going to New York, tells the internet their whole schedule way ahead of time so that people have time to plan. If they want to do harm, they will know exactly where this family is and what their schedule is like. It is reckless and absolutely insane to me that people are still applauding this behavior. So I can talk all day and night about her spending money and some of the more, kind of silly things, but there are some really big ticket items. And as long as she's continuing to produce the content, I'm going to continue to talk about it. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but there has not been another family vlogging channel, to my knowledge, that has done so many problematic things in such a short amount of time and continued to grow. I know the Ace family, LeBrants, not enough Nelsons. I actually need to do a video about them. There are a lot, but usually it's problematic things like quarterly or maybe even like twice a year. It's not literally every single vlog is doing something absolutely out of hand and putting their kids in harm's way like what Alicia is doing. And as you guys know, I'm here to provide you with what you're interested in, and I see the numbers and I see the views, and I'm covering them with a standard. I am not going out of my way to be a jerk, and I know I'm not. I can stand confidently on that statement. I know that there are other people that cover the Dougherty Dozen. The only person's content that I watch sporadically and I feel good about watching is Amy Robinson. So if there are other people out here covering the Dougherty Dozen and they're name calling and just going off the wall, y'all know I hold other creators to the same standard that I hold myself to. And I don't think that anything good is going to come out of just absolutely dragging Alicia. And that's my opinion. And it's still funny because I'm still the bully. I'm still the bad one. But at this point, it just makes me laugh because it's pure hypocrisy. And anyone who, says that, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just done with the nonsense. But either way, I did want to share this with you guys. I hope that their trip goes well. I'm going to call this part 1 because there might be a part 2 and a part 3. Because they're there for a few days, and chances are Alicia is going to do something else that is worth talking about, and we're here to talk about it. So either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.